And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day. To another day here to another edition of the Maestros of the Game Group Stage Group A. I'm of course your host, Live VIP. We see I'm joined by these amazing players, by the P1 chats and by my plushies as well. Welcome one and all to something different here, something special, to a massive event that's going to be happening over in France, but we are here with the group stage. Last week we were live with the preliminary round. Now we are back. Now we have arrived with the group stage instead, and we have quite a group ahead of us here. We have Group A. We have Group A. Bearing in mind this is going to be 4 days. 4 days straight of non-stop StarCraft. Tonight we have Group A. Tomorrow Group B. The day after Group C. And then Group D to wrap up the weekend. Oh boy, it's going to be intense, puppy. Meanwhile, I do apologize. I barely did get any sleep here, so I'll try to stay as energetic as I can while I can to make it through the group. Bearing in mind that we do have a very intense schedule here, very strict schedule. We just wrapped up with the podcast, then we have, of course, Maestros of the Game, and then we have OSC mid-season playoffs thereafter. So we have an intense day of StarCraft. Let's go, baby. Let's go. This is what, our third cast? Yeah, third cast, happy third cast. As we also had the StarCraft Evolution Championship earlier this morning. So a lot of content, a lot of StarCraft, as always, papi, as always. Oh. Here we go, just catching up in the chat. Bienvenidos, papi, bienvenidos. Bienvenidos as the players are getting ready. Speaking of, we have our 4 players. We have a Classic, a Trigger, Rainer, and Shin. We have 4 players in the group stage, and let's see. I mean, and we're here to determine who will make it through the groups. Again, top 2 will make it through. It's gonna be a GSL format, of course. Winners will face off against winners, losers against losers, and then the decider match at the very end to determine the final player to make it through the group stage. Oh boy. Now, when it comes to our lineups here, when it comes to 2 players, we do have, oh god. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We're a little bit lopsided, but it's fine, baby. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. As we have both Classic and a Trigger facing off. Looks like we have our vetoes done. Up first, we have a best of 3 between our 2 players here. Again, Trigger, he is using his lovely phone. So we do have the keyboard cam essentially, or keyboard POV from Trigger. Let's go. It'll be fine, baby. It'll be fine. Oh. As we're jumping into our first game of the series, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have the Canadian Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Basilisk. It is Trigger. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Virtus Pro. It is Classic. Here we go. As I do need a moment to fix Trigger up. Un momento. Oh. As it looks like there is a little bit of latency going on, unfortunately. Oh, that's unfortunate. This is going to break things for the other players, unfortunately, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Whew. As we do have our players now right side up. I'll have to fix that up for the other players, unfortunately. But here we go. We do have our setup. We do have our 2-gate openers. Once again, there looks like there is a little latency happening in game. Hopefully, that does clear up over time. Hopefully, it isn't one of the casters that's in the game either. So far, the 2-gate open out of Classics, 2-gate open out of Trigger. Probes are moving out across the map. We have a probe on the right, we have a probe on the left, and we are setting up for what should be a proxy robo. Again, Trigger is very fond of proxy robo in PvP. We'll see if he commits into an all-in or if he goes for a fake out. So the pylon has been thrown down for both players. Trigger's looks to be a fake pylon. Meanwhile, Classic will see if he doubles back and makes use of his own proxy location. we go. Timasha Loco. True, true. As Pylon is done, we're waiting for the tech of choice. Show us what you got. Stargate or Robo? And is going to be the Robo. One base all in out of Classic. As we mentioned, he's very fond of Robo base of Robo one base all ins in PvP. Meanwhile, Trigger, he'll soon be poking in, and he should confirm the Pylon is missing, something is wrong, and we'll see how Trigger reacts here back at home. As Trigger is setting up for the expansion, a little bit less than ideal. He's fanning at his Stalkers, and he is going to check the more standard proxy location, but does he go further out? Does he go further out? Stalkers, they attempt to poke in. Oh. That was a big lag spiking game. Doesn't bode well. Stalkers, they pull away. There's going to be Prism first, Prism followed by the Immortals. Trigger, he's still in the dark. That's what's happening. That's what's going on. Still it's yet to confirm. So Classic does move in. Oh, dropping into the main. Behind this is there's a shield battery at the natural base, but nothing set up in the main base. You have Robo still in production. Stalkers, they bust in. Full Stalkers, they one-shot probes. Oh. Likewise, Classic can micro back. Nice control. Dives on the Stalker. Doesn't quite commit. Oh. Pulling away, and it looks like Trigger should hold. Yeah, he should be able to hold on. Does trade well enough. Does lose a Stalker, unfortunately. Does lose a Sentry as well, but does hold, does survive. He's holding on. Immortals on the way. I can say that for both players, of course. Trigger, his own Immortals in production. Needs a little bit more time. But the first Immortal has arrived. Does own away Trigger. Making use of the shield battery. Let's go. His own Immortal just now pops out. Diving on the Prism, and Trigger, he does deflect. And remember, the longer this goes on, the better it is for Trigger. Trigger, he's expanding. He has a second base. Classic, this is not enough damage. Doubles back, goes into the mineral line. Does go in. Goes in, pulls away. Oh, also, my apologies. We just got right into the game itself. If you're in the chat, it's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series in the chat. Best of luck, best of luck. Remember, it's going to be full best of 3. Things are looking better here for Trigger, at least in game 1, as he's shutting down the initial proxy. But Classic hasn't lost anything major. You can see here he's lost nothing. 0 units have gone down for Classic. He's been hyper efficient. Hasn't lost anything yet. Now he's going in. Main army towards the natural. And Classic, he may just overwhelm, getting into the first shield battery. Prism goes down. Prism does fall. Massive pickup. The force wheels do zone away. Trigger is now moving in. But with his 2 Immortals, Trigger, he should be able to hold on here. Does lose both shield batteries. But he's up in Immortals. Remember, he sniped the Warp Prism. He has no Prism. There's no additional Immortals. This is looking dire here for Classic. Oh no! Speaking of losing the Warp Prism, both players do lose them. Warp Prism goes down. Classic once again going for the main. He is deflected. Shield batteries have been rebuilt. Remember, Trigger, he can't afford them. Can't afford them here as we just throw down a plethora of force fields. Classic gonna be zoned away. But again, he has a nice concave. Immortal's not quite engaging. But Classic is gonna be forced back. The shield barriers are out of NG. They are out. Likewise, no Prism for Trigger. He has no micro potential. Just now moving in. And with this, he can juggle back the Immortals. He can't save them. But Classic, he might have too much. The Voids are being pulled. Trigger getting desperate. Yeah, losing all of his workers. Down to 2 Immortals, 2 Soakers left. Trigger, he cannot hold his own. Yeah, not like this. Yeah, barely is being broken. Again, losing that War Prism earlier was brutal. As Classic was so much more efficient. Now he can just keep warping in. He can send it. He can send it back. Oh. I mean, Trigger, he did buy time for a third Immortal, true. Up to 3 himself. No, up to down to 2. Classic, he does micro well. His 3 Immortals are barely standing, barely alive. Oh, down to 2. And down to 2 Immortals. We do have Master Dev moving in. And they can tank a lot of Immortal shots. But Trigger, he survives, cleans up most of the Adepts. Down to 1 Immortal for Classic. He's running out of steam. He's running out of Immortals. He does get into the mineral line. But with these reinforcements, Trigger, he can still hold on. Barely can. 6 probe kills, Trigger not down in workers. Adepts say bust into the main base. Oh, more probes going down. More workers falling. But Trigger, now he has double the Immortal count. Yeah, he has a massive Immortal lead. The control from Classic was insane, but he was still trying to make up for that supply difference. And Trigger holds. Trigger, he shuts us down. 2 Immortals left. No more Adepts. And it was an impressive all-in here by Classic, despite losing the initial 2 Immortals. It was a brutal start. Almost pulled it off. But Trigger, he breaks out, gets us off the proxy. Cleans up the Immortals. 0 Immortals left. GG gets called, and Trigger, he takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. A very, very intense game 1. Trigger, he survives, he defends. Again, despite the rough start from Classic, losing both the Immortals at the start of the fight, or before the fight even began, he still made a game out of it, still made it very close. But Trigger, time was on his side. Remember, he had a base, so he could afford to lose some workers. He was up the expansion, and Trigger, he barely survives. GG. Trigger takes game number 1. Does take the first game. And now we're getting ready for game 2. From here, we're getting into game 2. And we'll see who takes the lead from here. Oh, as game 2 is going to be on Tokamak. Let's go. Hold on, looks like there might be some tech issues. Okay, we're good. Okay, we are good to go as we're getting into our next game, as we're going to be loading into Tokamak here for game 2. Sorry, just just a little bit distracted. We're getting to our PvP, and so far Trigger does take a lead. Do we expect to see Classic go for another one base all in. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for a fake out. He might just commit. We did mention before that Classic's very fond of going for proxy robo, but we'll see. We'll see if he commits once again as spawning in the top right hand corner. Oh. Hold on. I got you. In the top right hand corner here of Tuckmac, we have the Canadian Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss leading the series 1-0. It is a Trigger. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss of Virtus Pro. It is a Classic. Go. So we aren't going to be settling in. There we go. Sorry, it's just trying to flip our players over. So we get into game 2. Again, last game we saw Classic committed into a one base all in with proxy robo. Trigger, he was able to read Classic beautifully, set up his own defensive robo, set up it just defensively in general, get the shield batteries up and running, and shut down the all in. We'll see if Classic goes for the same build, because again, he's very fond of it in PvP. And here we go, the probe does move out on the right hand side. We can see the Trigger is scouting on the right hand side as well. His scouting is checking, and do they spot each other? Oh, Classic throws down the pylon, and Trigger, he scouts immediately, and Classic doesn't know because of the high ground. Remember, this is a ramp, this is high ground, so Trigger sees Classic, Classic does not see Trigger. Oh, that's awkward. And once again, just a solid read here by Trigger. Classic, what are we going for? A proxy robo or Stargate? I'm leaning more towards a robo here. We're waiting for the Cybercore to wrap up. Cybercore's almost done. Show us what you got. Show us the robo. There it is, proxy robo, one base all in at the Classic. Again, if you've been watching Classic over the past couple of weeks, you know that this is all he does. Almost all he does, of course. Almost all he does. So Trigger does confirm. Trigger here reveals his probe to Classic. Classic knows he's been scouted. Trigger, of course, opening up double Stalker, defensive robo himself for his own immortal production. So far, so good for Trigger. There's a second pylon to keep everything powered. Second pylon on the way. Stalkers are racing over, and we'll see if Classic can keep this powered. We'll see if he can keep this going here. Can he protect both pylons? Once again, the high ground. Once again, free damage from the high ground. Goes to the pylon. We have a third pylon on the way for Classic to make sure this keeps going. I mean, he has to commit. He has to double down. And the Immortal will pop out. He will lose one pylon, but just one. Only one pylon. At least Trigger does force a commitment of another pylon. As more Stalkers have arrived. The Immortal's out. Gotta respect it. Gotta respect the Immortal. Remember, Trigger is making his own back at home. Classic does reinforce. The Prism is here. Prism has arrived. Oh! Catching the Prism. Getting a couple of hits in. And with that, Classic does focus on the first gateway. Gateway should go down. Nice start for Classic. At the same time, Trigger, he peels off. He's going for the pylons. He's going for the production. Ooh, Adepts, they do shade into the mineral line. Probes are going down. Nice force fields. Where's the Prism? Yeah, Prism isn't here. And the Immortal barely gets away. Yeah, it does fall back. So risky for Trigger to not be here with this Prism. The Prism does turn around for a moment. Yeah, messy defense here by Trigger. And Trigger, he will lose control of the main. Classic, he busts in, boys are being pulled, and Trigger, he will lose everything. he should lose everything here, should lose all his workers. That's going to be 14 dead probes. Trigger took a massive chance doing this, trying to depower everything. It wasn't worth it. Wasn't worth it in the end. As Trigger, he will lose 16 probes. I mean, I say that Trigger, he does survive. Technically. He's holding on. And Trigger, he's going for the base trade. Let's go. He's going for the base trade. He survives with 13 probes. Does go across. Boys are being pulled. Trigger, he has micro potential. Comes down to the control. As Trigger gets owned away. Yeah, he gets owned away. Stalkers are falling. At the same time, Trigger does out trade. Up. Oh my god. Barely saves the Stalker. No, Jesus. Only 2 Stalkers though. Trigger, he has to pull out. Classic loading in. So still very tense, still very close. This Classic drops into the main. He drops in, he has micro potential as well, so he can just out trade the Immortal. Nice juggling. Nice control. Stalker's back into the main base. Adepts into the mineral line. Doesn't commit. Again, threatens a shade. This time, oh, he's gonna get what? 3 probes? 3 probes go down. Stalkers, they come from behind. They get another worker. Oh no! 4 in total. Trigger, he's holding. Still very tense. So there are 2 fights happening at the same time. Immortals, they get into the mineral line. They get 4 probe kills. Trigger tries to do the same, but alas, is denied. Classic with the slightly better economy. There's the recall. Now everything can come together. Oh. That's Trigger. He's trying to go for the production. Classic does reinforce. Trigger has to be so careful with this prism. Stalkers are here. Going for the robo. Bold move. The prism gets caught. Oh, no, it doesn't. No. Yeah, prism goes down. Massive pickoff. And both immortals will fall. Yeah, brutal loss here for Trigger. Losing both immortals and the war prism. So massive win here for Classic. Again, also massive risk for Trigger. Wasn't worth it. Setting up Academy has to rebuild that prism. And Trigger is now down in supply. He's now down in army. As Classic has double the immortal count. Still comes down to the control. Trigger shades into the main. He gets a probe. Just the one. Oh, doesn't get the Stalker. And nice force without a Trigger. Zones away the army. This is right at the Classic. Trigger does respond. Oof. Very intense control. Trigger, he tries to move out again. Who catches who as one immortal does go down. Has to go by Classic. Gets an immortal. Gets an immortal. Trigger, he does try to break out. Nice juggling out of Trigger. Classic goes into the main. But he bleeds out so much of his gateway army. And once again, boys are being pulled. Trigger getting a little bit desperate. And with good enough target firing, he will clean this up. Down to one immortal. Sorry, down to two. Down to two immortals. Trigger, he's holding. Once again, it does cost him a lot of probes. It does cost him a lot of workers. Now he's counterattacking. Now once again, he does go for the counterattack. Classic going for the expansion instead. Trigger has to be so careful as to how he engages. Classic still has an army here. Still has an army to work with. And Classic's getting further ahead. He's getting further ahead. He has mining, he has saturation. Trigger's now the one being forced into an all-in. Well, he rotates. So he moves out with his prism and his immortals. He leaves 2 stalkers at home. Looks like 4. Loving the hallucinations. And now suddenly Trigger's all in. Trigger is being forced into a 1-base all in. He has to end it here, and now he has 5 immortals. That's a lot of immortals, but he's also up against a wall of force fields. Prism recalls. Oh. Force fields, they do slow him down. Trigger trying to work his way through. Does run down his own force fields. Immortals are moving in. Okay, it does move in. With that, takes out one of the immortals, one left. At the same time, though, Trigger, yeah, a bit of miscontrol. Doesn't save the immortals, they're getting very low. Immortals are getting low. Barely kites back. Barely saves 2 of them as much as he can. And Trigger, can he do it again? The immortals are so low on HP. The boys are being pulled. Oh my god. Does pull the boys. And Trigger, he will do it. He can break through. The immortals, they... Oh my god, the controller's there. He juggles, Pappy. He juggles. Oh my god. He's regenerating shields. Which means he should take this fight. The Stalkers, they kind of hold their own. Not like this, not anymore. GG gets called, and Trigger, he will take the series 2-0. He will advance on to the winners match. Whew, GG. Oh god, oh the camera. thumbs up, Trigger, thumbs up. GG, well played. Congratulations, Trigger. He does claim the series 2-0. Very impressive showing here. Again, Classic. He is known for these more aggressive builds. Known for 1-base Robo all-ins, which is what we saw 2 games in a row at a Classic. And Trigger had a solid read. A very solid read, was able to shut him down both games. This is part of the problem here, is that Classic is more predictable in PvP nowadays, especially in recent times. And Trigger does hard read him, does shut him down. GG, well played. GG, well played. Congratulations. Solid performance there by Trigger. And with that, we are getting ready for our next round. We're getting ready for our next series. Remember, this is a group stage. This is a GSL group, which means we have 4 players. Yes, we have Classic and Trigger. We also have 2 more, as we have more mirror matchups ahead of us. It is going to be Rainer versus Shin facing off in a ZVZ. I'm assuming ZVZ, technically Rainer could try to mix things up a little bit, but we're leaning more towards that mirror matchup. So we're going to be going on a short break. Videos are underway. When we come back, we'll have our next series, we'll have our next matchup, we'll have our next best of 3. We'll see you soon. See you soon after the break.